it's Sunday the 31st of March, and did just over a 10-mile run from Gainford to Darlington down the Teesdale way with Ian Morris. Legs feeling a bit tight this morning after a decent park run yesterday, so steady away. Ian, who was also doing the legs in the day, went out and did a bit of Blencathra and Skiddaw yesterday, so he said his legs were tired, but you know we've got to get the training in if we're gonna crack on with this race. So it helps to go out and work on tired legs. Exactly what we did. Down by the river, it's always interesting when you're out with Ian because he recognises all the bird calls, and he recognised the sound of a kingfisher, and I don't think I've ever seen one before in the flesh, and we just saw a dart of blue flying up the river, so it was good to see. And then about 15 minutes later we saw another one, so it was fantastic really. I used the Garmin tracking on my watch for the first time today, so I loaded in the previous time Ian and I had done the route from Gainford to Darlow, and loaded that in and followed that, and it's just interesting to see how that's going to work and what I can do in terms of other training runs by pre-programming maps, and it seemed to work pretty well. If you start veering off course, just a little alert pops up, says like, you know, are you sure you're going the right way? And there was a couple of moments where we took slightly different paths to the one that we took a few weeks ago. So it was good to see that actually in action, like, you know, under no pressure of a race or anything like that. And that worked pretty well, so happy with that. I've just been to Sainsbury's and I've got myself, well, this bacon sandwich, recovery, and something that I found on a race last year, one of the Due North races, I think Kettlewell, where they had slices of watermelon, so I've got myself some of that, and that's so nice and refreshing after a run. It's almost like eating an ice lolly, and the flavour's pretty neutral as well, so it's just nice and refreshing, and really, you know, get back on my feet. It's Mother's Day today. I'm popping round to see my mum shortly, and I've got favourite chocolates, Lindor balls. She also asked me to get the latest Backstreet Boys CD called DNA. Didn't realise they were back together, and my lovely mum. Do you know how much I love you? This much. Actually, I love you much, much more. But my arms weren't long enough. Happy Mother's Day. I'll make sure like that. Yeah, and hamstrings are feeling a little bit tight, so I should do a little bit of work on that stretching after I've had my bacon butty.